there again. Good Saturday morning, everyone. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm. It's another day that we have to be weather aware. Now, yesterday ended up being a pretty quiet day overall. We had some ingredients for severe weather. In fact, we had quite a few ingredients for severe weather, but not enough. We didn't have enough what we call instability. We can mostly thank the clouds that we had for a good chunk of the afternoon for the more stable atmosphere than we would have had otherwise. If we had a crystal clear sky yesterday afternoon, we probably would have seen a pretty good outbreak of big thunderstorms. Today, another risk of strong to severe thunderstorms. It's Saturday in late June. There's a lot of people with outdoor plans today. So let's break down what we think is likely to happen, what's going for, what we have in favor of severe weather, and what may also prevent severe weather once again today. We have a couple of competing things going on today. First of all, here's the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for the severe weather outlook. This is today into tonight. You'll notice far northeast Ohio and northwest PA, as well as the southern tier of New York, is highlighted in the yellow coloring. That is the what we call slight risk of severe weather. If you think of the severe weather scale, the risk scale is like a 1 to 5 scale. It's a 2 on a 1 to 5 scale. Basically the same level of risk that most of northeast Ohio and northwest PA had yesterday. Let's look at the radar and satellite this morning. I'm going to turn on the lightning as well. Once again, much like last evening, we have a pretty big lightning show going on across southwest Ohio and into northern Kentucky, southern Indiana as well. There's big flooding problems out here. It has been a very stormy 12 to 18 hours in places such as Dayton and Cincinnati, and especially from Indianapolis on south towards the Ohio River. Off to the north and west, we have a separate cluster of showers and storms impacting southwestern Michigan, heading back towards Wisconsin. This is associated with a weather feature that may bring us some thunderstorms as we head into the late afternoon and evening. This is the more important feature for us. It's the feature that is our trigger today for potential uplift and instability and thunderstorms. That's one thing we have going in our favor today. What we have not going in our favor, or in the favor of storms, is the existence of this complex in southwest Ohio. What this is going to do is give us plenty of clouds today. Clouds will tend to inhibit a lot of rising motion in the atmosphere. Also, the presence of this complex will kind of rob the moisture feed coming into the state, and this is also part of why we didn't see a lot of storms in our region last evening. We had a big complex of storms down here that just sort of robbed a lot of the atmospheric juice. We could have a similar situation today. Also, with this complex in southwest Ohio, the northern fringes of this might even graze us around midday with some rain and a rumble of thunder, a possibility. This might make the trip along Route 30 coming east around lunchtime today. And if we see a little midday rain, kind of like we had yesterday, and we have the clouds for a lot of the day, that will not work in favor of thunderstorms. What we do have today that's a little bit different is a more defined trigger, a more defined weather feature to maybe overcome the clouds and get those air parcels to rise. What we have is we don't have a cold front plowing through or anything like that. What we do have is a pretty well-defined feature in the upper levels of the atmosphere, up at about 18,000 feet. See this thing right here, where the brighter colors are? This is a pretty potent upper-level weather disturbance that's rotating down through the lower Great Lakes. And when these things move through, the dynamics associated with the jet stream, we don't want to get too deep into the meteorology here, but that can lead to air parcels down here at the surface rising pretty quickly. So that's something that's a little bit different today. We have a more well-defined weather feature that will rotate through the region and perhaps instigate some potent showers and thunderstorms later on today. So again, it's going to be possible that we get a little bit of rain and some rumbles of thunder at midday. Here's middle of the afternoon. This is at, what time would this be? This would be 5 o'clock this evening, 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. This is when that upper-level disturbance might start to trigger some scattered showers and storms around Lake Erie. And as we go into the evening then, some of these might try to come down into northeast Ohio and northwestern PA as well. That's one model. Here's a look at another computer model just to show you a couple of different sources. Again, a little midday rain shown here on this model, followed by clearing or at least drying out for a few hours this afternoon. Then as we get into the evening, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, some scattered storms around. This is going to be one of those situations that if storms do get going, they will be fairly random in nature. There's no telling if your location is going to get one or not this far in advance, but the potential will be there. The threats with any storm late today, kind of similar to yesterday in that it's going to be possible that we could have damaging winds and hail, and once again today, there's enough wind shear in the atmosphere that we can't totally rule out an isolated tornado, even though the overall tornado risk is quite low. It's not zero once again today. So if you have outdoor plans later today, stay weather aware. Keep checking the forecast. Don't just zone out when it comes to the weather all day. If you have things going on outdoors in which the weather could impact that, if the weather gets active, then you want to make sure you're checking the latest forecasts. On a day like today and a day like yesterday, things can change from hour to hour depending on how things are evolving. Check out the Storm Tracker 21 app to keep tabs of anything on the radar, and we'll, of course, have you updated on our newscasts and online as well. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and happy Father's Day weekend, everyone.